Australia has been one of the loudest voices in calling for this review, which will now be established after the motion was agreed to by 130 member states of the World Health Organization. The review aims to identify the source of the virus, how it transferred from animals to humans, and also consider the lessons learnt from the international response, which was coordinated by the WHO. Despite initial doubts, China added its name to the resolution just before it was passed, the unanimous support prompting applause from the virtual summit.
As I see no requests for the floor, I take it that there is no objection and the resolution is therefore adopted.
Pete, Australia's foreign and health ministers have released a joint statement welcoming the result, saying Australia has been clear and transparent in calling for an independent review into COVID-19, which is an unprecedented global health and economic crisis. A lot of nations, Pete, now hoping this review will provide answers.
And Eliza, there are fears of further trade reprisals from China after a fresh war of words between Canberra and Beijing.
Yeah, that's right. A really extraordinary statement yesterday from the Chinese embassy saying Australia claiming vindication for that COVID-19 inquiry is a joke, saying that the result agreed to by world leaders is vastly different to what Canberra had called for. The Trade Minister hitting back, suggesting that China is of cheap politicking over the issue. And Liberal Senator Concetta Fierravanti-Wells says Australia must continue standing up for our interests and calling out China.
What we've seen is this fellow traveller appeasement approach to those who have been directing our foreign policy, as well as those who have been doing business with the communist regime. Therefore, so long as the rivers of gold were flowing, there was a preparedness to turn a blind eye to the skullduggery of the communist regime.
Pete, this war of words coincides with a trade dispute on multiple fronts. We've seen those new tariffs slapped on barley producers. There are concerns now that that could bleed into other agricultural exports to China.